Day 2.
Good morning, guys. What's up, cycling fanatics? Second day of the race weekend. Today we're gonna ride the team time trial and a criterium. Yesterday was a really hard day with strong winds and rain. A road race, 150k. If you haven't watched the video, go check it out first. Today we're gonna prepare for the team time trial. We're gonna do a little recon on the track with the boys. My roomie Thomas crashed yesterday, so he's feeling really shit. And my legs are beat up, so wish us luck. We're gonna do a recon on the track with the time trial bike. For me, first time racing on a time trial bike and my first team time trial, so Thomas is moaning a little bit because of his pain. He's not sure if he's gonna race today. We're gonna ride with 6 in the team time trial or 5, depending on Thomas's feeling. The track will be similar as yesterday's road race. It's gonna be 14 kilometers, so super short, really fast, full gas.
Yeah, that's it. That.
Eventually.
First time I'm using this sick helmet. Huh. This is gonna save me some watts. What? Ready? Okay, 20 minutes to the start of the race. We're gonna go there with the full team time trial kit.
Here's the start of the race. We're not on a big podium with a ramp like you see on television in the fancy world championships and stuff. We're just hanging on to a fence, alternating positions, so after accelerating we get into the right order of our train, because we wanted to be in a certain order. We went from the smallest riders up the front to the biggest guy in the back. I was the biggest guy, so I was starting in the last wheel. Here you have a view from the car that followed us with a spare bike, and we already got up to speed straight away after that first corner, and we're riding on a very long straight road. And I don't have a power meter on this bike, so as you can see all the data in the screen, the power is actually missing, but you still see the speed and my heartbeat, and then at the top right you'll see the track layout. It was a very similar track as the road race of yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. You see a 150 kilometer road race we did yesterday in the rain and strong winds. And the time trial track was similar, but they took out a couple sharp bends, which was a good idea. So right now we're doing about 50 kilometers an hour, which was around our target speed. As I said, I don't have power on this bike, so we're just pushing on feeling and speed. And I'm approaching the first wheel right now. There's 6 riders, and the way it works with the team time trial, you start with 6 and we had to finish with at least 4. So 4 riders would count in the time that we would set today. So we had a little margin, which was good because Thomas crashed yesterday, like you saw, and he didn't know if he was be able to pull the whole race. So the plan was for him to help us out on this big straight road and then go as far as he could and then pull off, and us leaving us with 5 riders to finish. So right now I'm approaching first wheel, doing 50k an hour, and here I'm getting into the first wheel for the first time. So I'm on this time trial bike, and I've never really ridden on a time trial bike, so I took some measurements of my normal road bike, transferred that onto this time trial bike while I had it on this Tox turbo trainer to fit my measurements. I was really careful with the bike. It was a loaner, so I used this torque wrench to tighten the seat. And right here you can see I'm sort of trying to find my position, and it was painful for my neck and shoulders. This posture that you have on a TT bike is very hard, and I ended up changing the saddle height a couple times because it doesn't really transfer from your road bike to a TT bike. It's really different, so you really need to go on the road and feel how it really is on the bike. Somehow in the race, it didn't really bother me. Right here, a nice view from the car. You can see us all in a straight line, looking very clean, very nice. And we're doing a nice pace, 50 kilometers an hour here. And along the way, my heartbeat was rising. Obviously, in the beginning, it's not that high. But as we come to the end of the race, you'll see it gets higher and higher. Only 3 minutes into the race, Thomas is taking the lead here. He was still going with us, doing a good job right now. And the total distance of this race was only 14 kilometers. So we expected to do only about maybe 17, 18 minutes. So divided by 6, and everybody only has to be in front for a few minutes. So we're taking these pools of around 30 seconds, and the shorter the time trial, it's probably better to take shorter pools, and we might have taken even shorter pools than we did, but in the end it worked out pretty well. Right now we went through a couple of these sharp bends, speed goes down, and then after the corner you have to re-accelerate up the speed, which takes a lot of energy. And also every corner will take you out of your time trial position because you're not able to brake. Like you see here, we're going through the corners, everybody's with his hands on his handlebar because that's where your brakes are. If you're in the drops, in the TT position, you don't have brakes, so you won't be able to slow down in the corners, and it's also really hard to control the bike when you're in the TT position. So right now a lot of twists and turns, and we're in and out the TT position a lot. Here I am at the front again, taking a couple corners, going through a tunnel. It was a sketchy part of this race, and right now I'm going pretty hard. I had a long pull. I came off the front and I decelerated a little bit too much, and I couldn't get in that last wheel straight away. Right here they're going too fast. I'm accelerating, but I couldn't get into the wheel, so I shouted straight away for them to slow down, because if the gap would have been any bigger than that, I would never be able to close it, and they would have to slow down even more for me to catch up. So it's very important to keep communicating during this race, and this is actually something that you can really train on. When you do a team time trial, the more you train as a team, the better your performance will be. And the guys did have like 1 or 2 practice runs, but I wasn't able to join that because I was working. So for me, first time riding the TT bike and first time racing in this TT formation. But anyway, it went pretty well. I think we did a very good job as a team, and you know, it gets very hard very quick because it's so short. The intensity is very high, and the speed was high, like you see. We had a little bit of wind this day, but not a lot. As you can see, we're pretty much all in a straight line, so we didn't really have any crosswind, which was a good thing because we're riding on these TT bikes with disc wheels, so the whole wheel is closed, and having a lot of crosswind will actually make it very hard to keep a nice straight line. And you're all very close to each other, so it makes it a little bit dangerous. Right here we're coming into the town of the finish again, back into Delfzijl, and it's only like 800 meters to go. Everybody's pushing out this last little bit of energy, and I think everybody has one more very short pull to go, and then we cross the finish. 2 left-hand corners, and then we are there. Everybody's going hard. Right here I wasn't sure what was going on because Okko in front of me, he's gonna take over, and he didn't really pull through. At the end I heard his visor of his helmet was completely fogged up, so he didn't see anything, and he was really hoping to have a wheel to follow. So I'm already overtaking him because I wanted to keep up the speed, and right here we approach the finish. Everybody goes hard to the last little bit, so we have the shortest possible time for the first 4 riders. Now guys, if you like this video, drop me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and watch the rest of this race weekend. We got so much action going on in this weekend.
So we just finished our team time trial. My first time trial ever. It was pretty cool. I think we did really well considering the fact we never really trained this as a team. And you could say, why didn't you train this? Well, just because circumstances. But nevertheless, we did pretty good. Jordi is doing his dance. Everybody's doing the dance. Jordi, wat vond je ervan?
Moet in het Engels?
Yes.
Well, it was a very difficult course, man. The last 4K, a lot of corners. With a bit slippery with the rain, but nevertheless we made a good race.
What did you think of the performance of the team? You as a very experienced racer.
That's very experienced, you can take it away, but yes. Well, we can be happy with the results.
Until now we're still in second place.
Until now, yes.
And there's a couple teams that still need to finish, so stand by for the update. Alright, update, final results of today. We got 7th place with the team in 16 minutes 51 seconds. So Sensa, Kanjes voor Kanjes is the first place. We've got NWVG Groningen, Cannibal, West-Friesia, WPGA, Volker Wessels, and then our team, Volharding. So now it's time to take a shower, have some food, and then get ready for the crit. I'm gonna do it all over again. It's gonna rain, so it's gonna be another wet race. You're gonna see that in the next video. So make sure you check it out, subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna see you next time in the video of this afternoon. See ya! And now I have to take care of this mess because before the criterium everything needs to be cleaned up back into the car. So